Welcome into episode 2 of the Halloween special, season 4, baby. And I had the privilege of shooting first of its kind, Polaroid's upside down film, Vecna's special. This stuff is straight from the upside down. I gotta tell you, it's a little bit gooey, is a little bit gross, tends to move around a lot. I'm just kidding. This is actually reclaimed blue film. It just looks so reminiscent of Stranger Things and the upside down. But there's a Stranger Things book that I got I just really love. It covers the first 3 seasons of the show, and there's profile photos of all the characters, and it's not quite as extreme as this, but I wanted to shoot Stranger Things themed photos with this film, and we do just that. Currently, at the date of the recording of this video, this stuff is gone. Can't buy it anymore. But I think I found a solution on how you can actually basically get unlimited amounts of this film. Yeah, and I tear back the secrets, rip the face off of what this really is. Well, not really, but I have a theory, and we'll dive into that into this video as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we're here at the Stranger Things experience, and I had this idea. I got some of the reclaimed blue edition of the Polaroid 600 film, and when I seen these photos, it looks kind of reminiscent of Stranger Things in the upside down. So I'm calling this upside down film. So I'm gonna go around and take 8 photos. Let's do it.
Access granted.
I interrupt this video to bring you something quite delicious, my dudes. A limited edition Make Some Art t-shirt exclusively only during the Halloween special. And don't forget about the Spitfire Club, baby. You get some great perks like exclusive photos, one of a kind, sent to your door every single month. Monthly Zoom calls, exclusive videos, and extended videos, and more. But get this thing before it's gone forever. Yeah, ooh. I'm gonna take this one upside down. It's actually kind of difficult to do. I know, it's really difficult. Hey, when you do that, it blocks it from the sun. Yeah, it's not very contrasty, so I should underexpose the blue film to get the deep blacks. So I got something I want to test, and that is this right here. Look at this. Whoa, reclaimed blue, maybe? Well, I've gotten some interesting results with this, so I'm going to try it and replicate it. And to do so, I'm using this adapter that I got from Retrograde Engineering. Even this filter actually came from Retrograde. And I put it on my SX70 camera, which I got stationed right there. And I've already shot one of the reclaimed blue, so now I just gotta shoot a normal color pack of film, which I actually have underneath my arm because I'm warming it up because I just pulled out of the fridge. So I want to warm it up before I shoot it to get the best results. I want to see if you can tell a difference. I mean, I want to see if I can tell a difference. I did a blind test with Caleb and Alex actually, and they were surprisingly able to decipher which one was with the filter and which one was with reclaimed blue film. But they had a hard time doing it. Those were outside tests, so they were able to decipher different things that were outside. So I want to try some inside and see if you can't decipher it. This headband is probably going to be the biggest tell in the film. Maybe, maybe not. Let's find out. I moved a little bit and I forgot that this will darken the image ever so slightly because the filter actually covers up the light sensor to compensate, right? So it needs to stay open a little bit longer. And I might have moved, so it might be a little bit blurry. It's really difficult to take selfies by yourself. Just for extra fun, I've got this like purple filter. Look at that. It's not that purple. Maybe I need to grab another one. Hang on, this was not purpley enough. This is what Retrograde sent me. This little swatch of various colors. So I'm gonna pull a darker purple and get that cut and put into place and shoot it, see what happens. I lied. I'm gonna start with this one, see what happens, and then make the assessment. Because what if that's too dark? Well, it's just experiment. That's the point of instant photography. Have some fun, try new things. It does cost money though, but I've already accepted that fate. Oh, and I'd be showing you like, you know, B-roll of this setting up, me like getting into frame and snapping the photos so you can see them. But I'm using my phone as the remote control. Yeah, because this camera actually has that ability. From Dennis Chromatic Parts, done some modification as Bluetooth connectivity. I still need to do a full in-depth video on this, or maybe I have by now. I don't know. I'm recording all this stuff in advance. So if I've done that, link in description. If I haven't, stay tuned. I'm going crazy. I've got blue and red, but they're split. I try to stack them in a way that I get like a gradient of red and blue, because that's the upside down is like got the red lightning in the sky, but it's blue kind of down below. Don't know if it's gonna work, but hey, let's try. Let's get crazy. And that purple one was definitely not dark enough. Should have gone with my instinct, gone darker. All right, I'm gonna try this darker blue. See if I can get a better replication. We'll see. All right, shot the in-studio tests, and let's wait for these to finish developing and see the results. So here is the reclaimed blue for reference, and it looks amazing, super fantastic. And here's with the filter, and I gotta say, they are dang near perfect, except for the bandana, like I thought. Reds tend to punch through those filters, so if I wasn't wearing that bandana, it probably would have come across a lot better. And I did use the darker one, but I forgot to readjust my exposure dial. Picture is pretty much just really dark, but you can kind of get an idea of what it would have looked like. And I did use a darker blue to try and replicate this even more. And I forgot to adjust the exposure compensation on this one as well. That's the one thing about Polaroid that's a little frustrating. It takes forever for it to develop. If I was shooting these with Instax, it would have been a different story. I would have known right away. But you can get an idea of what it was going for, and still the red bandana really punched through that filter and it still looks red. And it would have been the wrong tone of blue to match this reclaimed blue. The first one that I did use for my tests is actually the right tone of blue. This is the shot where I split the difference, where I use blue and red. And it does work. You can't tell that there is a filter in there. There's no like visible line. It is kind of a gradient. I think this would have worked maybe if I was shooting it outside, making the sky red and the bottom blue. It doesn't really translate in portraits, but this is a fun little experiment and it's promising. So I'm gonna continue this in my tests, and maybe you'll see in later videos. Or check out my Instagram, that's where I post my photos. So is it possible to continue to use reclaimed blue even though it doesn't exist anymore via filters? I would say yes and no. It just depends on what you're shooting, because these two right here I shot in Hawkins, aka Jackson, Georgia. You really can't tell, especially of the public library. This is like exactly the same thing as reclaimed blue. Looks exactly like it. The Surfer Boy pizza van, you can kind of tell the reds in the sign. It's punching through that color, or that filter I should say. Even then, it's pretty dang close. I think you could. Just get a blue filter over your lens and you'll be good to go. Now, my theory about reclaimed blue was originally one of two things. Was there a blue filter inside the photo? I actually shot this photo to test that, but I realized I didn't have the right tools with me to actually do it. I was gonna open this up and see if there was just a blue filter in there. But during my at-home tests with filters, I noticed that's not the case, because the red bandana would have punched through that filter and still been a little red. So it is chemicals. Now here's my other theory. They say they found this by accident when doing some mixing of the chemistry that's in the pods of the Polaroid photos. Look at this photo right here. This is indistinguishable from reclaimed blue, because it's reclaimed blue. Wrong. This is not. This is a color photo that didn't properly spread across the image. And I do notice this color shift in the color images, especially on older film that's technically quote unquote expired. So what's happening? Well, my personal theory about Reclaim Blue is I think it just doesn't have one of the extra pods that it needs to mix all 3 chemicals into a color image. So it's still color film, but it's only being developed with 2 potential pods of chemistry. And the sign itself above the marquee is red. So that's just kind of what I'm thinking it is. It's probably just less chemistry, or it's the same amount of chemistry to get full spread, but there's just the same chemistry in most of the pods, maybe. Something like that. That's just my personal theory. Just something I found and I thought I'd share. And if you are wondering what this photo is from, I did shoot this from the i2. If you didn't see yesterday's video, this is from that same pack of film I shot. All 8 photos came out this way. It really wasn't the camera's fault, it's just Polaroid's lovely quality control. Thanks, Polaroid. Did you get to shoot Reclaim Blue? Let me know in the comments below. Let's chat. Did you like it? I actually personally like it. And I do have 1 box left, and maybe I will shoot a comparison of this with Duochrome Blue, because I actually have 1 box left of that as well. If you want to see that, consider subscribing. Be sure to check back tomorrow for episode 3. And in that episode, we talk about retrograde engineers, adapters for Instax and Polaroid cameras, as well as lenses. So consider subscribing and checking back tomorrow, because you don't want to miss that episode. It's gonna be really, really cool. That's all I got for you today's episode, though. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Now, get out there, make some art.